If you ever look closely at the coins in your pocket, you might just be holding something far more valuable than you think. Today, we're diving into one of the most fascinating coins from American history, the 1978 quarter dollar. It might look like just another ordinary coin you use every day. But trust me, this one has a story that will make you double-check every quarter lying around your house, in your drawers, or even that old piggy bank. The 1978 Washington quarter may not look special at first glance. It's made from a copper-nickel blend, weighs about 5.67 grams, and has that classic portrait of George Washington on the obverse side. But here's where things get interesting. Not every 1978 quarter is created equal. Some of them, due to rare minting errors or special conditions, can be worth much more than their face value of just 25 cents. So, let's go back in time for a moment. The year was 1978. America was changing fast, technology was advancing, and the U.S. Mint was busy producing millions of quarters across three major mints: Philadelphia, Denver, and San Francisco. Most of these coins were used in everyday circulation, which means they've seen decades of wear and tear. But if you happen to find one that's still in excellent condition, known as mint state, you could be holding a small fortune. Now, there are several details collectors look for when valuing these coins. The first is the mint mark. If your coin has a small D beneath the eagle on the reverse side, it means it was struck in Denver. If there's no mint mark at all, it was produced in Philadelphia. And if you see an S, then congratulations. It's from the San Francisco Mint, which made special proof coins that were never meant for regular circulation. The second factor is condition. A coin in poor or circulated shape might be worth only its face value, but one that has survived with sharp, detailed strike and no visible wear marks can command a premium price from collectors. Coin grading agencies like PCGS or NGC rate these coins on a scale of 1 to 70, and the higher your coin scores, the higher its value shoots up. Then come the rare varieties and minting errors, the hidden treasures that make coin collecting so exciting. Some 1978 quarters have been found with double die errors, off-center strikes, or misaligned lettering. These small imperfections, caused during the minting process, make each coin unique, and that uniqueness is exactly what collectors love to pay for. Now, imagine finding one of those rare error coins in your collection. You flip it under the light, and you notice a faint doubling on the word Liberty or the date 1978. Or maybe the eagle on the back looks slightly shifted to one side. That's when your heart skips a beat, because you might just be holding something worth hundreds of dollars. But even without an error, pristine examples of the 1978 quarter have sold for surprising amounts at coin auctions. Coins with sharp details, original luster, and perfect surfaces have caught the eyes of serious collectors. Over the years, certain 1978 quarters graded as high as MS-67 or MS-68 have gone for astonishing prices. So the next time you're sorting through your change, don't overlook those older quarters. Flip them over, check the date, and pay attention to every little detail. You never know when you might find that one special coin that turns out to be worth more than you imagined. Every coin tells a story, from the hands it passed through to the history it carries. The 1978 quarter is a piece of that story, a snapshot of a different time in American life. And for collectors, it's a chance to own a tangible part of history. And if you're lucky enough to find one in exceptional condition, with its shine still glowing after all these years, its value could surprise you. Because some of these coins, yes, the 1978 Washington quarter, have been known to sell for as much as $283. Well, get ready, because today we're uncovering the hidden secrets of the 1979 Washington quarter dollar, a coin that might just make you rich if you know what to look for. This coin, minted more than 4 decades ago, has a story full of surprises, rare errors, and collector value that most people never notice. So stay tuned till the end, because by the time you finish this video, you'll be checking every single quarter you own. Let's start with a bit of background. The 1979 D quarter was minted in Denver, and you can easily spot the small letter D just below the wreath on the reverse side of the coin. That little D tells you it was struck at the Denver Mint, one of the most active coin-producing facilities in the United States. In that year alone, millions of these coins were made, which makes it sound like they'd all be common, right? But here's the twist. Not every 1979 D quarter is the same. The thing that makes coin collecting so fascinating is that within those millions of coins, there are rare gems, coins with unique minting errors, extraordinary conditions, or simply those that have survived time without a single scratch. These are the coins that collectors around the world crave. Now, let's look closely at what makes the 1979 D quarter special. The obverse side carries the iconic portrait of George Washington, with the word Liberty above and the year 1979 below. The reverse features a bold eagle, wings spread wide, a classic design that symbolizes American pride. But hidden in that design, under years of circulation, may lie a fortune. Many 1979 D quarters look ordinary because they've been used in everyday transactions for decades, from buying candy back in the 80s to parking meters in the early 2000s. But collectors aren't looking for those worn-out coins. They're searching for coins that have sharp, crisp details, perfect shine, and no scratches. These uncirculated coins, especially when graded by professional grading services like PCGS or NGC, can reach prices you'd never expect. But the real treasure appears when you find minting errors. Imagine flipping your coin and realizing the image looks slightly doubled. That's what we call a double die error. Or maybe the design seems slightly shifted, an off-center strike. Some 1979 D quarters even have issues with the rim or misaligned lettering. These tiny mistakes, invisible to the untrained eye, can turn an ordinary 25-cent coin into a collector's dream. Now let's talk numbers. A regular circulated 1979 D quarter usually trades hands for its face value, just 25 cents. But once you move into higher grades, like Mint State 65 or above, the value starts climbing. Coins preserved with full luster and no marks can command impressive prices in the market. And if you discover a rare error variety, you could be looking at hundreds of dollars for just one coin. Think about it. Coins are tiny time capsules. Each one carries history, who used it, where it traveled, and what era it belongs to. The 1979 D quarter is no exception. It was born during a period when the U.S. Mint was transitioning in technology, leading to small imperfections and variations that today's collectors prize. So, the next time you're sifting through your change, don't overlook that 1979 D quarter. Take a closer look under a light, maybe even with a magnifying glass. Check the edges, inspect the details, and look for any doubling or striking errors. You could be staring at a small but powerful piece of history, one that's worth far more than just a quarter. Remember, coins like these remind us that value isn't always obvious at first glance. Something that looks ordinary might just have a secret hidden beneath its surface, a secret only the curious can uncover. The 1980p Washington quarter dollar. At first glance, it looks like an ordinary coin, something you'd use in a vending machine or to pay for parking. But hidden among these coins are some that could actually be worth hundreds of dollars. So sit back and listen carefully, because by the end of this story, you might start searching every single quarter in your home. Let's start with a little history. The 1980p quarter was struck at the Philadelphia Mint, which is marked by a small letter P just to the right of Washington's ponytail on the obverse side. This was actually the first year the Philadelphia Mint used its P mint mark on quarters, and that alone makes this coin an interesting piece of numismatic history. Before 1980, Philadelphia-made quarters had no mint mark at all. So when this small P appeared the first time, collectors took notice. Now, the 1980p quarter is made from a copper-nickel blend, weighs around 5.67 grams, and has that timeless design of George Washington on the front and the majestic bald eagle on the reverse. Millions were minted, but as collectors always say, not all coins are created equal. Even though so many were produced, only a tiny fraction has survived in pristine, uncirculated condition, with their original shine and full detail still intact. Those are the ones that collectors dream of finding. Imagine this. A coin that passed through generations, maybe sat untouched in a coin jar for decades, and still carries that flawless luster. That's where the real value begins to rise. But the story doesn't end there. You see, the 1980p quarter also has its share of mysterious and rare minting errors, the kind that can turn a common coin into a treasure. Some of these coins show doubling on the words, "In God We Trust," or the date 1980, which is what collectors call a double die error. Others were struck slightly off-center, with parts of the design missing or shifted. There have even been examples found with weak strikes, where the design looks faint because of low pressure during minting. These small errors make the coin unique, and uniqueness in the coin world equals value. Now, when it comes to coin grading, every small detail matters. Professional graders look at the sharpness of the strike, the brightness of the luster, and whether there are any scratches or marks. A coin graded at mint state 65 or higher is considered excellent, and that's where the real money starts to show up. Collectors are always willing to pay extra for coins that look like they just rolled out of the mint yesterday, even though they're over 40 years old. Think about it. Millions of these coins were made for everyday use in 1980. They passed through hands, buying newspapers, coffee, bus tickets, and more. Most got scratched, worn, and lost their shine. But a small number, maybe stored away in drawers or forgotten coin rolls, managed to stay in perfect shape. Those are the hidden treasures waiting to be discovered. So, how do you know if you have one of these valuable coins? Start by taking a closer look at any 1980p quarters you come across. Use a magnifying glass or your phone camera to inspect the mint mark and details. Look for doubling in the letters, uneven edges, or anything that looks unusual. If the coin looks perfectly preserved, shiny, and detailed, you might be holding something special. And if you're thinking this is just collector talk, think again. Coins like these have sold for impressive prices at auctions and online. The better the condition, the more collectors are willing to pay. Remember, in coin collecting, rarity plus condition equals value, and the 1980p quarter has both in the right circumstances. It's amazing to think that a simple 25-cent coin could be worth hundreds of dollars today. But that's the magic of coin collecting. It's not just about money. It's about discovering history in the palm of your hand. Each coin tells a story of the time it was minted, the people who used it, and the journey it took before it reached you. So don't ignore those old coins lying around. That 1980p quarter sitting in your change jar might just surprise you. Keep your eyes open, your magnifying glass ready, and your curiosity alive, because treasures like these are often hiding in plain sight. The quarter in your pocket, which seems so ordinary, could actually be worth hundreds of dollars if it's the right one. Today, we're exploring one such hidden gem, the 1982p Washington quarter dollar. This coin may look like a regular piece of change, but for collectors, it can be a ticket to an unexpected fortune. Stick with me, because by the end of this video, you'll never look at a quarter the same way again. Let's start with the basics. The 1982p quarter was minted in Philadelphia. And for those who don't know, the small p mint mark is located just above the word quarter dollar on the reverse side. This tiny letter may seem insignificant, but it tells you exactly where the coin was struck. Philadelphia has a long and prestigious history in coin production, and coins from this mint are highly sought after, especially in pristine condition. The design of the 1982p quarter is timeless. The obverse side features the classic portrait of George Washington, looking dignified and proud. Above him is the word liberty, and to the side, "In God We Trust." On the reverse, the iconic bald eagle spreads its wings wide, symbolizing freedom and strength. Millions of these quarters were minted in 1982, but that doesn't mean they're all common. The value of a coin depends on its condition, rarity, and sometimes even tiny mistakes made during the minting process. Most of the 1982p quarters you'll see in circulation today are well-worn. They've been used to buy groceries, pay parking meters, and make small transactions. Years of circulation can leave scratches, faded designs, and dull surfaces. But for collectors, these coins are not the ones that make headlines. The real treasures are those that have survived decades with minimal wear, retaining their original luster and sharp details. These coins are often referred to as uncirculated or mint state coins, and they're the ones that can fetch significant prices on a collector's market. Now, here's where it gets even more interesting. Some 1982p quarters have rare minting errors that make them highly valuable. These can include double die errors, where the lettering or date appears doubled, or off-center strikes, where the design is slightly shifted from the coin center. There are even coins with weak strikes or small variations in the rim. These small irregularities make a coin unique, and uniqueness in the world of numismatics often translates into big money. Collectors also pay close attention to grading. Coins are evaluated on a scale from 1 to 70 by professional grading agencies like PCGS and NGC. The grading considers the sharpness of the strike, the quality of the surface, and any marks or imperfections. A coin graded mint state 65 or higher is considered exceptional, and in many cases, these coins are the ones that sell for hundreds of dollars. It's incredible to think about the journey of a coin like the 1982 P quarter. From the moment it was struck in Philadelphia, it may have passed through hundreds of hands, bought newspapers, snacks, and bus rides. Yet somehow, some of these coins remain untouched in coin rolls, collections, or hidden in drawers. These untouched coins are today's treasures, and they remind us that even something as small as a quarter can carry history and value. So how can you tell if your coin is one of these valuable pieces? Start by examining the date and mint mark carefully. Look at the details of Washington's portrait and the eagle on the reverse. Check for any doubling in the letters or numbers, off-center designs, or unusual marks. If the coin is still shiny, with crisp details and no visible wear, you could be holding something special. Even for coins without errors, condition matters. Uncirculated 1982 P quarters, with full original luster, can attract serious collectors willing to pay a premium. These coins are not just currency. They are pieces of American history, a snapshot of the early 1980s, preserved in metal. The excitement of coin collecting comes from discovering these hidden treasures. It's a mix of history, luck, and careful observation. One ordinary-looking quarter can suddenly reveal itself as something extraordinary, turning everyday change into a valuable collectible.